Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. So we were looking at the second Brahmanam in the fourth chapter. This Brahmanam is called Kurcha Brahmanam. In fact, if you see the first Vakya here, Janakaha ha Vaidehaha Kurchad Upavasarpan Uvacha, like that it starts. Kurchad Upavasarpan means he came down from the Kurcha. Kurcha means you can say a high pedestal or a high seat, like the kings sit at a height, correct, in their court. So in this Brahmanam, what we see is Yajnavalkya is visiting Janaka again. In the previous Brahmana, which is called Shadacharya Brahmana, we saw that Yajnavalkya taught Janaka 6 Saguna Brahma Upasanas. That is, 6 different Acharyas had already taught him, but then he completed it because they had only taught 1/4 of that, and he completed the rest of the things 3/4, and then our assumption is that then Janaka had done all this upasana. Okay. Then again Yajnavalkya is now coming. And then as soon as he sees Yajnavalkya, Janaka, even though he is the emperor, he comes down from his high pedestal or wherever he is sitting, and then he is doing namaskara, correct? Namaste estu Yajnavalkya means here we have to also assume that he did, actually he touched his feet and all that. Okay, or Shashtanga Namaskara he did. And Bhashyakara says that, in fact. So Padayoho Nipatan, like that you can see here. Bhashyakara says he fell at his feet and then he says Namaste Astu Yajnavalkya. So the stories and all, they also convey certain things, correct? Even if you are a king, you have to respect your guru. So the kind of respect he shows his guru is coming through here. And then he tells him, you teach me now again. Anuma Shadhi. So he says, may you teach me. And then Yajnavalkya asks him a question actually. Okay. Very interesting. So he says that if, assuming that somebody wants to go on a long journey, he says, okay. So, Mahantam Advanam Yeshya. Asian means what? Mahantam Advanam means he wants to go on a long journey or a voyage. And Asian means desiring to travel, basically. E is the dhatu. So, if somebody is desirous of going on going on a long journey, they will either use a ratha or a nava. It is said here, ratham va, navam va, samadadita, like that it is there. So they will use a chariot or a ship, you can say, but depending on where they want to go. So what here is conveyed is that even your pursuit of moksha is like this, correct? It is like a long journey which you have to take. And for that, what are the means, correct? For a long journey, you can have either a ratha or a nava as your means. Similarly, what is the means here? Like that, we have to connect. Okay. So, here Yajnavalkya is talking about this journey. And similarly, in your journey towards moksha, what have you got now? What are the means? Means already I have taught you the upasana, correct? Yajnavalkya has taught Janaka the upasana. That itself is a means. for moksha also. And you have been doing the upasana like that, we have to understand, because he talks about Upanishad bihi samahita atma, like that. Samahita atma means one whose body, mind, sense complex is in one's own mastery. Okay, samahita atma means one who is together as a person, one who does not have any conflict in his thought, word, and deed. All these things you can say, correct? One who is yuktatma also is a word used by Bhagavan also in the Gita. Samahitaha, yuktaha, all these words are there even in the Gita. So you have become a mature person. You are emotionally and intellectually mature. And because this Upanishad means not the Upanishad in the Brahma Vidya sense. Here Upanishad is the secret words, because he taught him different words, correct, for different devatas. Using that only you have to do the upasana, like that we saw in the previous Brahmanam. That's what is referred to here as Upanishad. Upanishad bihi means using those secret names you have done the upasana, and because of that now you have become a samahita atma. And also you are now vrindaraka, means you are a pujyaha. So Bhashyakara says vrindarakaha pujyascha, means you have become somebody who is worthy of worship or adoration, whatever you can say. And then he is already a king. So adyaha means one who is wealthy. So Bhashyakara says Ishvaraha means he is like the overlord. Okay, not daridraha, he says, not a poor person, he is a wealthy man. So basically what we see here is that Janaka is both materially also he is wealthy, and even otherwise, correct, he also has a lot of punya because he has done all this upasana, daivi vittam. So when Shastra talks about vitta or wealth, it talks about two types of wealth. There is a daivi vitta also, it talks about, or divine wealth you can say, which is in the form of punya we have to take. So he has both now. And also he is the one who is adhita Veda, means one who has studied the Veda. And so a person like you, he is saying, Ukta Upanishad Kaha, means for whom this Upanishad is has been taught to you, correct, by a Acharya. So such a person, itaha vimuchyamanaha, means if you give up this body and go, where will you go? Kva gamishyasi is the question. Okay. So Janaka asked him, you teach me, but Yajnavalkya is asking the question like this. And then what happens? He says, Naham tad Bhagavan Veda. I don't know the answer for that, he says. Okay. So even though Janaka is doing all this upasana and all that, maybe he hasn't thought about this. So he says, I don't know the answer. Or maybe he knew it and still he wanted to listen from Yajnavalkya what the answer is. But anyway, so he says, Naham tad Bhagavan Veda. So I don't know this. And so Yatra Gamishyami. So where I will go, I don't know. Then he says, Teham tad Vakshyami. Atha, thereafter, Yajnavalkya says, I will tell you this. Okay, indeed. Yatra Gamishyasi, where you will go. So as soon as he said that, Yajnavalkya has said this, and Janaka also says, no, tell me. So Bravitu Bhagavaniti. So why this is also important is, in fact, nowadays there are many people who are ready to teach Vedanta. There are not enough students, correct? So the Guru may be ready to teach, but Sishyas are more busy nowadays. So whether they will come to the class or not, we don't know. Like that here anyway, Yajnavalkya says, I will teach you, I will tell you where you will go. And Janaka also, being a king, correct? He is a very busy person. Still he is ready to listen to it, setting aside everything else. That's what we have to understand from this story. Means it shows his commitment. So basically, you have to be a committed person. To learn Vedanta, you have to have a certain commitment to learn. It is like any other subject matter. In fact, you have to put in the hard yards for many years. Then only you have a certain mastery over the subject matter. And this being a purely a pursuit of knowledge, it's even more important, correct? That way. So here, so up to this we saw even the Bhashya we saw last time. I just wanted to give you a quick recap here. And now, Shrinu, so now Yajnavalkya is teaching where he will go, but he doesn't directly say he will go here, there, and all that. Because the idea is that what Yajnavalkya expected from Janaka is that even such a person, one who is mature, correct, one who has done the Upasana, and Janaka also, even in the Gita, Janaka is referred, correct? In the 3rd chapter of the Gita, Janaka is mentioned by Bhagavan as a great Karma Yogi. And even being an emperor, he did all his duties with the Yoga Buddhi. So Janaka is somebody who has now been purified by Karma Yoga, and also his mind has now become, you can say, one-pointed with Upasana. So both qualifications he has, in fact. He is a Uttama Adhikari, you can say. So his mind has been purified of all the Ragadvesha because he has done all, even his Rajya Palanam as a yoga, with Yoga Buddhi. And then with whatever Upasana our Yajnavalkya has taught him, he has done that Upasana also, we have to assume here. So he is a highly qualified student. Normally such students will learn Vedanta and achieve Jivan Mukti, okay? Or due to some reason, they did not become Jivan Mukta also. They'll go to Swargaloka or Brahma Loka, and then Krama Mukti and all is talked about in the Shastra. Okay, so one who has done a lot of karma and upasana, they'll go to Brahma Loka, and there Brahmaji will teach again. Wherever you go, you have to learn. Knowledge has to be acquired because the problem is one of ignorance. The solution is the same wherever you go. So, but anyway, having done all these things, the answer which Yajnavalkya expected from Janaka is that one will become a jnani, a Brahmajnani, and therefore he need not go anywhere, really speaking. But anyway, so our Janaka didn't give that answer. So now he is going to again teach him Brahma Vidya. And how is he going to teach Brahma Vidya to Janaka? Here, in fact, in a very different way, the Avasthatraya Viveka only start here. Okay. So the waker and the waking world are going to be presented as a couple, in fact. Okay, so it's very interesting imagery, because they always go together, correct? The subject and object, they rise at the same time. When you wake up from the deep sleep, the subject and the objective world, they are interdependent. One is not there without the other, correct? If there are no objects, means there is no subject also. And without subject also, there cannot be any objects. So they always go together. So they are presented as a couple here. So the waker and the waking world, dreamer and the dream world, and of course the one who sleeps. In the sleep world and the sleeper, both are in potential form, correct? There you really don't have the subject-object division, but it is still there potentially. The bija is there. Now those three are presented, and then Brahman will be shown as something which transcends all of that, correct? Or one which is there in and through all these states of experiences. That is Brahman, correct? So if you take the Mandukya Upanishad, there this Avastatraya is talked about in detail. Of course, Gaudapada Karika also explains a lot of things. In fact, in the Gaudapada Karika, Gaudapada refers to this portion of Brhadaranyaka also, so in certain verses. Okay. So this here also the Avastatraya Viveka only started. In fact, we'll go into more detail in the other Brahmanas as we go forward. But through this, now Yajnavalkya is going to teach Janaka this Brahma Vidya only. So how he is going to teach that, let us see. So the next Vakya here is what? Indho Havai Nama Yesha Yoyam Dakshine Akshan Purushaha Tam Va Yetam Indham Santam Indra Ityachakshate Parokshenaiva Paroksha Priya Iva Hi Devaha Pratyakshadvishaha. Okay, so now Yajnavalkya is talking about the waker. He says, Indho havai nama yeshaha yaha ayam dakshine akshan purushaha, he says. So the Purusha who is there in the Dakshina Aksha means right eye. So the Dakshina meaning right, how it comes is if you have to be facing east. So generally in the Shastra, most karma we do by facing the east, correct? So if I am facing the east, Dakshina or south is right, correct, for me. So the right eye is called Dakshina Aksha here. So Dakshine Akshan Purusha means that the person or the whoever identifies with the right eye for Upasana purposes, okay, visualization purposes. So whoever, whichever Devata is there, whoever is there in your right eye, that Purusha, and he is given a name here. Okay, Yoyam Dakshine Akshan Purushaha Indaha Havai Namaha Nama Yesha. So his name is what? Indha. Indha is coming from Ind Dhatu, means again one who is Deeptiman and all that, one who is effulgent, means basically Swaprakashaha, self-revealing conscious being only is called Indaha here, because as a waker, you are aware of everything, correct? You are aware of everything completely, and you are functioning in all the Shariras also. That's why waker is also called Vishwa. If you take the Mandukya Karika, waker is called Vishwa. And the waking world is called Virat, the totality. The individual waker is called Vishwa, and the totality of the entire waking world is called Virat, because Virat again is an interesting word. Vividham Rajate iti Virat. That's how Virat comes. Vividham Rajate means what? One who shines in variegated forms, correct? In different forms, with different names, with different colors, with different, you can give different fragrances, different taste, all those things. Different. So many ways in which it appears. So that's why it's called Virat. Vividham Rajate iti Virat. And Vishwa means one who is complete or full, in the sense that one who functions in all the three upadhis or three bodies, we say, correct? Sharira Traya we talk about. There is a Sthula Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, Karana Sharira. All these three upadhis are functioning. So he is Vishwa. Then the dreamer is called Taijasa. Dreamer is not Vishwa. Why? Because dreamer only functions in the Sthula, in the Sukshma Sharira, correct? The Sthula Sharira in sleep is not cognized. Okay, it's not active also. So the dreamer is called Taijasa, and the dream world, the totality there is called Hiranyagarbha. Because again, that is also only in your mind, correct? In awareness. So like that, the different names are there. Prajnaha, Ishvaraha, like this, these pairs again are there. But here the Vishwa only is called as Indaha. Okay, the one who is awake, one who perceives this world. And you are supposed to do upasana of this Indha on your, as though he is in your right eye. So yoyam dakshine akshan purushaha tamva etam indham. So this Indha, indham santam, being Indha, Indra ityachakshate, but he is known as Indra. This Indra only is known as Indra. Why? Now Upanishad gives a reason for that. It says Parokshainaiva Paroksha Priya Ivahi Devaha. So he is indirectly referred to as Indra, Parokshena. Why? Because the Devas do not like to be directly addressed. Okay. Like in our college, nobody knows me with my name, Jai Shankar. Okay. In fact, many of the other people also, we don't know their real names. We only know their nickname. And only if you tell the nickname, we even recognize, okay, this is the person. Otherwise, we don't even know. Right? Similarly, here Devas, they don't want to be addressed by their direct name or whatever, their real name. They like only indirect reference, nicknames, whatever it is, correct? In fact, it is very common in South India and all. You first they'll keep one name. Namakaranam will be something. Then all relatives will give different names. And in fact, generally in Namakaranam, you get your grandfather's name. Okay. But grandfather's name you cannot call, because generally we don't use the name of our elders, or even in Dharma Shastra, in fact, there are specific injunctions are there. They say that you should not tell the name of your father, your guru, your husband, and things like that are there. Anyway, so those things nowadays, I don't think anybody is following. But since they'll keep your grandfather's name, but they cannot call it, so they'll give another name also, always. That is the name by which you are addressed in your home. Like that here, Devas, they want to be invoked. They want to be addressed only with an indirect name. That's what they like. They are Paroksha Priyaha. Okay. Paroksha Priyaha, Iva Hi Devaha, and Pratyaksha Dvishaha. Pratyaksha Dvit means the one who hates. If they are directly addressed, means they don't like it. Okay. Dvesha and all comes from Dvit only. Dvishaha. The Dvishaha is a plural actually here. Dvit becomes Dvishaha in the Bahuvachana. So Pratyaksha Dvishaha. So they are all, they don't like directly if you call them with their name, they don't like that. So like this, initially he introduces the Veker as Indaha, who is also known as Indra. So Indra is the name here given to the Veker by Yajnavalkya. So let us quickly see the Bhashya. Indho havai nama, Inda ityevam nama, yaha chakshurvai brahmeti purokta Aditya antargataha purushaha sayeshaha yoyam dakshine akshani visheshena vyavasthitaha. So Bhashyakara now connects whatever is said here, if you remember, with the previous Brahmana. So if you go to the previous Brahmana, so somewhere here, see, I think this is Shrotram, then Chakshuhu will be there, correct? This is Manas. Okay, Chakshus is there even before Shrotram or what? Chakshus. So if you go to the fourth Vakya in the previous Brahmana, Chakshurvai Brahma, like this Barku who taught Janaka Chakshurvai Brahma, then Yajnavalkya completed it, correct, by giving the whatever is the Pratishtha and all that. Okay, what is the Ayatana, Pratishtha, and also the Upanishads. The Upanishad given for Chakshur Devata, Aditya Devata is Satyam iti enad upasita, like this you can see here. So now Bhashyakara is drawing your attention to this. He says, whichever Devata was referred there, Pura Uktaha, correct? Aditya Antargataha, one who is there within the Aditya, the Devata, the one who identifies with the sun as his self. That Purusha, where is he there in the individual body? He is there within the right eye. In fact, that is why during Sandhyavandanam also in the Madhyanikam, we are supposed to see the sun with a certain, through your right eye alone by doing all this, correct? You have to see like this in a particular manner, and then you have to chant some mantras and all that. So this Aditya Purushaha is there in your right eye. Is Visheshena Vyavastita, means is specially there. Means you have to do Upasana also like that. That Aditya Devata only is there. And such a Satyanama, so he is also known as Satya, that I showed you, correct? That was the Upanishad or the secret name for this Aditya Devata. And that Purusha, Tamvai Etam Purusham, that is the Purusha who is referred to here. And why is he called Indha? Bhashyakara is giving the reason for that. Deepti Gunatva Pratyaksham Nama Asya Indhaha iti. So his direct name or real name is Indha because he is Deepti Guna. So Indhanam means fuel, in fact, correct? That which burns and all that. So the Ind Dhatu can come in the meaning of this effulgent and bright and all that. So that is the Deepti Guna, one who is luminous. And so the ones, because he is luminous, because the Veker is luminous, aware, so he is called Indhaha. But Tam Indham Santam Indra Itya Chakshate Parokshena, but the same Indha, being Indha also, he is called as Indra. indirectly, parokshena. Why? Because yasmat, because paroksha priya evahi devaha. So the devas are all, they only like something which is indirect. They don't like direct. And pratyaksha dvishaha means they hate direct reference. So pratyaksha nama grahanam dvishanti. So they do not like that if you directly call them with their actual name. And also Bhashyakara gives another name also, correct? Yeshatvam Vaishwanaram Atmanam Sampannaha Asi. So with this what you have also attained the Vaishwanara Atma, means the world, the Virat one is only called here as Vaishwanaraha. So both the Indha, who is the Vishwa, and the entire world of objects also, you gain, or you cognize them being through this Purusha only. Of course, why I itself has been selected as a place for this Purusha and all, you can ask. Because amongst the sense organs also, eye is a very special thing, correct? Eye is supposed to be, that's why we say eyewitness and all that, correct? Everywhere, most of our knowledge we gain through the eyes. So eye is special that way also. So now Bhashyakara has pointed out that Indha is there. Now the Upanishad itself will point out more. It will go into the Virat also will be there. So atha etad vame akshani purusha rupam yesha asya patni Virat. So now, like I said, this Upanishad is presenting couples. Okay. So the Indra, who is called Indra, is the Pati, means who is the Patni? Patni is the world which is available for your objectification, correct? So if you are the Bhokta in the waking, the Bhogya Jagat, the experienced world is called Virat here. That Virat itself is presented as a Patni of that Indra, or Indrani, you can say. Okay. So in all these terms are there: Indra, Indrani, Vishwa, Virat, or Bhokta, Bhogyam. Like this, we can understand all these different terms can be used synonymously. Okay. So atha etad vame akshani. Where is this Virat Purusha, who is the Patni of Indra, sitting? Means in the left. Vame akshani. So in the left eye, this Purusha is there because they are together. Husband and wife, couples means they have to be together, correct? So if if the husband is there in the right eye, wife has to be there on the left eye. Or Vama also you can say. This Shiva Parvati also, correct? She is Vama Bhaga. The Ardhanari also, the Vama Bhaga is the lady. So here also it is there like that only. So Vame Akshani Purusha Rupam Yesha Asya Patni Virat. So now the first couple is presented. The Indra and again the world Virat, they go together. They are like husband and wife, they are always together. They are a couple. Okay, now after this, Yajnavalkya goes into the subtle world. So now he asks, where do these two people, they have their union? Okay, they meet, whatever, they are together. So that is now, and certain things are talked about here. Very interesting. So we'll see that. Yesha samstavaha yeshaha antarhridaya akashaha. Okay, so the akasha, antarhridaya akasha means in your heart, within your heart, whatever space is there, correct? That is called antarhridaya akasha. And samstavaha means what? Means where they meet. Okay, that is called samstava, or meeting place, you can say. In fact, Bhashyakara says wherever Indra and Indrani, they come and meet, that place is called samstava. So first the Upanishad is presenting where these two couples they meet, okay, which is there inside your heart only. Their meeting place is in the heart. So they are united, and they are united in your heart, means we have to assume that it is in your dreams also, or united in the dream. So this is the place of their union. That is called samstavaha. And then atha yenayoho etad annam. So what is their food? Because they are in a place, means they require food also. So ye eshaha antar hridaya lohita pindaha. So whatever is the pinda, means you can say a lump. Here lohita means actually blood only we have to take. That which is red, correct? The lump of red. But Bhashyakara actually takes the meaning of this lohita pinda as the subtle essence of the food you eat. That alone is available in the blood there, we have to take. So the lohita pinda is taken as the subtle essence of the food. In fact, in the Chandogya Upanishad, Bhashyakara also will talk about it here in the Bhashya, we will see. But Chandogya Upanishad only mentions that, correct? Whatever food we eat, the gross part of the food is excreted. Okay, it goes out through your intestine and all that. Then the subtle part, which is the whatever the digested food, which is the nutrition we gain, correct? That goes, all this whatever protein, fat, carbohydrates, everything whatever you are able to digest, that goes into your body, physical body. All the most of the idli, dosa and all, it goes and settles down in your abdomen, correct? So physical body, other part goes. Then the subtler than that also. So the Chandogya says becomes your mind. It goes to your subtle body. So the Sthula Sharira gets the subtle portion of the food, which is digested, and even more subtler than that, that only becomes your Sukshma Sharira and mind and all that. So that is why we generally have a belief or whatever, even in our culture, people don't want to eat anywhere, because you get, even your mind will be affected by the food which you eat, or the one who gives you the food. There, some of their things and all will come to you like that. There is a belief. In fact, many people are there. Some Orthodox people are called Swapaka. They do Swapaka, means what? They only cook their own food. Even today, there are people like that. I have seen. Wherever they go, they will cook their own food. Otherwise, they'll have some this. Generally, they'll have this beaten rice, aval. If they are not able to cook, they'll eat some aval, some fruits, and drink some milk or something. That's it. So, like that, the food restrictions we do have a lot in our culture. Of course, we also classify food into Satvika, Rajasa, and Tamasa and all that, correct? In the Gita also it is there. So based on that, since the food only becomes your Sukshma Sharira and Manas, we have to be careful about what we eat. Anyway, so the Lohita Pinda is the subtlest part or subtler part of the food, which again is available in the Hridaya as the Annam, because already here, when he talks about Antar Hridaya Akasha, we have to take this as the Taijasa only. Okay, they have already gone into the space within your body, means they are active there, in the sense that it is a dream. From Waker now we have gone into the dream, and then the entire dream is happening only in your subtle body. So the food for that subtle body is this Lohita Pinda. And then Ata Yenayoho Yetat Pravaranam. Now, pravaranam also means something which you, like your clothes or or even you can say like a shawl, correct? That you wrap around yourself. That is called pravaranam. It's avaranam, pravaranam. Prakarshena avaranam means that which covers you well. Some covering, like a clothing or some wrap. Means what is that? Means yedetad antar hridaye jalakam iva. So Jalakam iva. So whatever is there like a net. Jalaka means net. So in your heart itself, there is a net-like structure is there, is what the Upanishad is saying, and that itself means they stay within the heart only. They are covered by this heart, but that heart is open. It is not, it's not a completely closed thing, because it has many openings like a net. And Bhashyakara will explain, because nadis and all have to go out through the heart only, and therefore it is like that. It is like a net. So that Hridaya, which is like a net only, is their covering also, Pravaranam. And further what? Atha yenayoho yesha sritihi sancharani ya yesha hridayad urdhva nadi ucharati यथा केशः सहस्रधा भिन्नः एवं अस्य एता हिता नामनाड्यः अंतर्हृदये प्रतिष्ठिता भवन्ति. Okay, so here, so how do they then, again, they are there in the heart, okay, and their food and all was mentioned, their covering also is the heart only, but they want to go out, means they cannot be always there inside, correct? So if they want to, sritihi means going out and all the traveling. Okay, this Sri Dhatu only, the Samsara and all comes from this only, Saraha. Or Srishti also comes from this only, I think. So the Sritihi means when they want to move around or go out, means how do they go? What is their path for movement? So if we have a room and something, we can come out and take the road and go somewhere. Like that, for this Indra and Indrani who are there in your Hridaya. Okay. So here the Indra again has to be taken as Taijasa. Indrani is the subtle world, or Hiranyagarbha, or the whatever, the Bhokta and Bhogyam in the dream. Where do they travel? Means in your Nadi only. So that's what is said here. Ya Yesha Hridayad Urdhva Nadihi. So some Nadis are going up from your Hridaya, it is going up like this. Ucharati. So they go up. And what is the size of the Nadi? Very interesting here. Yatha Keshaha Sahasrada Bhinnaha Evam Asya. So you take one hair and again split it into 1,000 vertically. Okay, not horizontally, like not like on the round side, but on the cylindrical side, correct? You split it into 1,000, it says, and so fine it is, some kind of a nano pipe. Okay, and you take the hair and split it into 1,000, and that's how much only is the daya of this nadi. And what is the name of these nadis? Eta hita namanadyaha. So these are all called as hita. Hita is the name of these nadis which are going up from the heart. And antar hridaye pratisthita bhavanti. So they are all there. These nadis only go out of your hridaya. That's why it is also jalakam and all was said before. And etabihi va etad asravati tasmad yesha praviviktaharatarah iva eva bhavati asmat sharirad atmanaha. So now these nadis are there, correct? And this, through that only, okay, our food and all is passing. As the food is moving, how does this, see, whenever we even talk about prana and all that, correct? And once the food is digested, prana only distributes it everywhere. But what is the, how does it travel within our body? Means through these nadis only they travel. Okay. So asravati means the food travels through this only. And also what kind of food travels here? Pravivikta ahara taraha, it says. Means it is the sukshma ahara or sukshma tara, we have to say. Pravivikta ahara tara also is there. Tara is there. So like I said already in the Chandogya, the gross, subtle and subtler. So like that, the subtler aspect of your food or essence of your food, whatever you have eaten, the nourishment goes through these nadis. Okay. So that is what is presented here. And therefore it has a asmat sharirat atmanaha pravivikta ahara taraha iva, it is said. Means compared to the grass, grass is excreted, but the subtle nourishment is there in the physical body. But whatever travels through this nadi, that is even subtler than that. That's why it is said pravivikta ahara tara, like that. So like this, in this third vakya, beginning talked about Virat, which is still the waking world, but then Yagnavalkya starts talking about the Taijasa, or the dreamer and the dream world, and what happens and how this whole entire dream world and all, whatever activities are happening, it's all only because the nadis are active, correct? Means the Indra and Indrani are traveling through the nadis. That's what is appearing to us as the dream world. That's what is presented here. In fact, these nadis are all talked about even in the Katha Upanishad. So different Upanishads actually talk about the nadis. And so here let us see the Bhashya. Atha etad vame akshani purusha rupam yesha asya patni. So whoever is there on the left eye, Bhashyakara says, thereafter in this left eye, whichever devata is there, purusha rupam, that is the patni of whoever is there on the right. So yesha asya patni yam tvam vaishwanara atmanam sampannaha asi tasya asya indrasya. So the Indra, who is the Vaishwanara Atma. So who is the Atma, who is the self of the waker only. For that Indra, what is the bhogya padartha? Okay. Because the Indra, the aware conscious being, is a enjoyer, experiencer, correct? Subject, bhokta. So that's what Indrasya bhoktuhu. Bhogya yesha patni. So this patni or the Virat, this waking world, is the experienced object or whatever is enjoyed, bhogya padartha. And Virat is the name given by the Upanishad. So Virat, anyam bhogyatvadeva tad etad annancha attacha ekam mithunam swapne. So Virat is the annam. It is like the one which is consumed or enjoyed because it is bhogyatvadeva, because it is enjoyed. And this anna and the atta means the one who eats, correct? They both meet somewhere once you have slept. That's what we have to understand here. Where means Bhashyakara says they have a union which is in the swapne. And how do they have this union or how do they meet? Tayoho yeshaha indranyaha indrasya cha yeshaha samstavaha sambhuya yatra samstavam kurvate anyonyam sa yesha samstavaha. So they both meet, they have their union, okay, between themselves. And where is it? Okay, kaha asau, where is this place? This samstavaha, this meeting place, means ya yeshaha antar hridaya akashaha. It is in the hridaya akasha only. Antar hridaye hridayasya mamsa pindasya madhye. So Bhashyakara clearly says within this mamsa pinda, the lump of flesh which is the heart, inside that there is a space, and that is the space where this Indra and Indrani are having their union, and from there, that union only the dream world comes in the Swapna. Another thing also we have to understand is generally the dream is only a samskara of whatever we experience in the waking. Okay. So that's why this continuation we can see the Indra and Indrani are the waker and the waking world, but they again meet in your heart, and then the Swapna world comes. Okay. Because the waking world samskara only is in the form of the Swapna. And atha yenayoho etat vaksyamanam annam bhodyam sthiti hetuhu. So these two, for them to live, correct? If they are there together, they need some something to sustain, correct? Some food. So that both this annam, which is also bhojyam, which is experienced and which is enjoyed, that which is the sthiti hetu, that will be said now. Okay, vaksyamanam. And what is that? Kim tat means ya eshaha antar hridaye lohita pindaha. So the anna for them, the food which sustains them, that is also the lohita pinda which is there in this hridaya. And what is the meaning for this lohita pinda? Bhashyakara gives lohita eva pindakara apannaha lohita pinda. So the blood itself is in the form of a pinda, lump. Okay. And now how, and then he explains that now. Annam jagdham, the anna which is eaten, jagdham means that which is eaten. Dvedha parinamate. Okay. It becomes two. It modifies into two. What are those? Yet sthulam tad adaha gacchati. Whatever is grass, it goes down means it is excreted. Yet anyat, other than that, what? Tad punaha agnina pachyamanam dvedha parinamate. So whatever is left behind, it is cooked by the Agni. The Agni is the Vaishwanara Agni, we say, correct? Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashritaha, like that Bhagavan says in the Gita also. So that Vaishwanara Agni now cooks whatever is left out or whatever has been absorbed as nourishment. And because of that, again, it becomes into two forms, correct? It divides into two or it modifies into two. Dvedha Parinamate. So Agnina Pachyamanam Dvedha Parinamate. यहा मध्यमः रसः स लोहितादि क्रमेण पांचभौतिकं पिंडम शरीरम उपचिनोति. So whatever in that, again there is a madhyama and uttama, you can say, or whatever is subtle, that is now becomes the blood and all that. Lohitadi kramena, it becomes the bread, and then it becomes all other things also in your body. Panchabhautikam, which is made up of the five bhutas. And this whatever the sharira itself is called pinda. Pindam shariram upachinoti means it nourishes the body and sustains it. And the anishtaha means what? That which is the essence or even more subtler aspect of that. Anishtaha rasaha sa yesha lohita pindaha indrasya lingatmanaha hridaye mithuni bhutasya yam taijasam achakshate. So the subtler part of that only or is this Lohita Pinda, he says. So the Lohita Pinda, which is referenced by the Upanishad, is nothing but the subtler part of the food, which is what Indrasya, who is Lingatmano. So the Indra, who Lingatma means again Sukshma Sharira, is also called Linga Sharira. Okay, because it is the one which indicates whether you are alive or not. Correct? If the Linga Sharira is not there, the Jiva is not there. It is dead body only. Nobody is there. Correct? The individual is there or the jiva is there, only it is indicated by what? Means by the activities of the sukshma sharira. That's why it is called linga sharira also, or lingatma here. So indrasya lingatmanaha hridaye mutini bhutasya. So the Indra, who is again in union, correct, in the hridaya, who is also the lingatma or the subtle body. And that Indra also is known as what? Yam Taijasam Achakshate. So Bhashyakara supplies all these names here, who is known as Taijasa. So the same Indra in the dream, as the dreamer, is called as Taijasa. Okay, and that Indra only gets this Anishta Rasaha. Anishtaha Rasaha means the subtler aspect of the food, that only is called Lohita Pinda. Okay, then what? Satayoho, Indra Indranyoho, Hridaye, Mutini Bhutayoho, Sukshmasu, Nadishu, Anupravishtaha, Sthiti Hetuhu Bhavati. So all this Lohita Pinda, what happens? It enters into all these nadis, correct? And because of that only, this Indra and Indrani are sustained, he says. So Sthiti Hetuhu. So for Indra and Indrani who are in union, correct? In the Hridaya, and they are also subtle. So this Lohita Pinda, or the subtler aspect of your food alone, enters through the nadis and sustains this Indra and Indrani who are who are in the heart, correct? So to the heart also, how does it enter? Means through the nadis only it comes. That's what Bhashyakara is pointing out. And tad etad uchyate ata yenayoho etad annam ityadi. So in the Upanishad, whatever is said in terms of the anna, this is what it means. Okay. Further, what kincha anyate ata yenayoho etad pravaranam. So for these two, again, what is the covering or the wrap? Bhuktavataha swapataha cha swapatoscha Bhuktavatoho swapatoscha pravaranam bhavati loke. Okay, Bhashyakara says, after you eat, you go to sleep. Okay. So when you go to sleep, you require a bed sheet, correct, to cover yourself. So what we call porvai and all that in Tamil. So you require your sheets, and that's what is talked about here also as pravaranam. So in Loka also it is there. After eating, when you go to sleep, you require a wrap or a sheet to cover yourself. Similarly, here what that samanyam hi kalpayati shruti. Shruti also is talking about in similar manner. Okay. Kim tadiha pravarnam. So what is the pravarna here or the covering? Yad etad antar hridaye jalakam iva aneka nadi chidra bahulatvat jalakam iva. So the hridaya itself is the covering, but it is like a net. Why it is like a net? Jalakam means Bhashyakara says aneka nadi chidra bahulatva means lot of nadis are there. They are all going again. Nadi, some people translate it as blood vessel. They say vein, artery, nerve, but I don't think it is even a physical thing. Okay, because all these things are in the physical body. Better to not translate this nadi at all. Nadi in our shastra we talk about nadis in the subtle body. I don't think scientifically they accept all these things. Scientists don't even accept the subtle body most probably. So it is not required to translate it into nerve and all that. In the subtle body, subtle things are traveling through the nadis. That's what we have to understand. And these nadis are talked about even in Ayurveda and many of the other Indian knowledge systems. We have to accept it as it is. Better not to even translate and confuse. It's not nerve, definitely, and it is not some artery or vein and all that also. So, but these nadis are going in and out of the heart means the heart itself is like a net only. Okay, further what? Atha yenayoho yesha sritihi margaha. So what is the marga or the path to travel? Okay, sancharataha anaya iti sancharani. So sancharani also means the same thing. Sancharati anaya, by which you travel. That is called sancharani. Bhashyakara gives the vyutpatti here. Swapnat jagarita desha gamana margaha. So again, it can be like you are in swapna and when you wake up, correct? What is the route through which you wake up? Because all the waking up also happens through nadi only, according to the Upanishad. So that's why he also says, Swapna Jagarita Desha Marga Gamana Margaha, he says. So what is the route to travel? You are in dream world. From there, what is the route you travel to get up and become a waker? That also you can take here, the Sancharani means. So Kasa Sritihi, what is that Sriti or the Marga or the path? Means Ya Yesha Hridayat Hridaya Deshat Urdhva Abhimukhi Sati Ucharati Nadi. So this from the Hridaya, wherever the Hridaya Desha, Hridaya is there located, from there it goes up, he says. Urdhva Abhimukhi means that which is going up, facing up and it goes up. That Nadi Tasyaha Parinamam Idamuchyate. And what is its measure or it is dimension? Okay, what are the dimensions of this Nadi? Yatha Loke Keshaha Sahasrada Bhinnaha. So the hair can be there and that you split it into 1,000. Okay. Atyanta Sukshmaha, it is highly subtle. Okay. Atyanta Sukshmaha Bhavati Evam Sukshma Asya Dehasya Sambandinyaha Hita Nama Hita Ityevam Khyataha Nadyaha. So all these nadis which connect, okay, which are connected in our body, and they are all called Hita, and they are highly subtle. and tascha antarhridaye mamsa pinde pratishtita bhavanti, and they are all there in this within the heart itself. They go out from the heart. This hita nadis. So they are there. They are established there. And hridayat vipra rudhaha taha sarvatra kadamba kesaravat. So Bhashyakara is here giving an analogy of the kadamba flower, kadamba kesara. But we have the kadamba tree in our place also. It is beautiful when it flowers. It's like this ball badminton and all we used to play. I don't know whether people know. It is like that ball, that yellow color. It will come like a ball, very nice. And then, but it's that filaments are all very very fine. So that's why I think Bhashyakara is comparing. So hridayat viprarudhaha ta sarvatra kadamba. So they all go out. He says viprarudha from the heart, and also it is like this kadamba kesaravat means it is like the filament or the whatever what you call, I don't know, the flower, the part, you can understand, correct? It is like that. And etabihi nadibihi atyanta sukshmabihi etad annam asravat gachat asravati gachati. So the annam, through these nadis only, highly subtle food. Gachat means what? Asravat means gachat. They go. This annam, they are all traveling through that asravati. Tad etad devata shariram annena annena dama bhutena apachiyamanam tishtati. So this devata sharira, because the subtle body is all with the devatas only, correct? So they are there. That's where the devatas, we have the all the adhisthana devata for all the indriyas and manas, etc. So this body of this Indra, again Indra also is a devata. We are talking about the name Indra only is given, correct? So Indra is taken as the Aditya devata, the Purusha, and that Indra, that devata sharira is nourished by apachiyamana means nourished only. Tishtati. So this anna only, by this anna it is nourished. And tasmat, therefore what? Yasmat stulena annena upachitaha pindaha idam tu devata shariram lingam sukshmena annena apachitam tishtati pinda upachaya karam api annam praviviktameva mutra purishadi stulam apekshya. So Bhashyakara is again pointing out why it is subtle. So this highly subtle nadis only transport this highly subtle food again, and that only nourishes the devata sharira. And because of that only whatever the anna we eat, in that again the grass part stula is excreted. He is pointing out again that, okay, stulena annena upachitaha pindaha, and then whatever is nourishing the physical body, that is again compared to this anna, it is grass, correct? So idam tu devata shariram lingam sukshmena annena upajitam tishtati. So whatever food we are talking about here, this is nourishing the devata sharira and not the stula sharira, the grass body. Therefore what? Pinda upachaya karam api annam praviviktam eva. So even the physical body, whatever anna is nourishing the physical body, it is different from whatever is excreted, correct? And similarly, this whatever is nourishing the linga sharira or the sukshma sharira has to be different from the the anna which is nourishing the physical body. So he says linga siddhikaram tu annam tataha api sukshmataram. So the linga whatever is nourishing the linga sharira or the sukshma sharira, whatever sustains that linga siddhikaram, that anna, tataha means here, tataha means this the food which is nourishing the physical body, compared to that it is sukshmataram, it is subtler than that. That's why it is called ataha pravivikta aharaha pindaha, it is said. Okay, so tasmat pravivikta aharadapi. So pravivikta ahara is the one which actually initially it divides and then one is excreted, other is there, and even there one part only nourishes the physical body, the subtler part only comes to the Lingatma. So that's why it is called Pravivikta Ahara Taraha. Yeshaha Lingatma Iva Iva Bhavati, like that Bhashyakara says here. Pravivikta Aharadapi, Pravivikta Ahara Taraha, Yesha Lingatma Iva Iva Bhavati, Asmat Sharirat, Sharirameva Shariram. So here Atma, Asmat Sharirat is there in the Upanishad. So Charirat is there, correct? So, but Bhashyakara simply points out that Sharirameva Shariram. Sometimes these variations are there, particularly in Chandas it is allowed. So Tasmat Sharirat Atmanaha Vaishwanarat Taijasaha Sukshma Anna Upachitaha Bhavati. So the Vaishwanara is the Stula. Compared to that Atma, this physical body, the Taijasa, who is the one who is dreaming, okay, that he is only there in the subtle body, and his nourishment also is subtler. Like that, this Bhashya is over. Okay, the next fourth Vakya will again get into again the Prajna or the sleeper, and then from that we will get into the Nirgunam Brahma. All that Yajnavalkya will teach Janaka. We will see that next week. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಮಹೋದಯ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.